And we are back. Guys, this is the game, alright? This is the game. I'm just telling you right now. This is the game. We just saw a crazy upset. Our last Arabia game was bonkers. We just saw an 1800 killer 2.2k. And now we're going to see Spring versus White Knight. White Knight with the Lithuanians. Spring over here in the Magyars. A very comfort pick for him. A pick he knows very well. I'm so looking forward to this. I'm going to pause this game for half a second because I just realized my Discord is on and I don't want that. I'm getting a DM right now from a player who I am interested in. I'll check that after this cast. Alright. Unless he's starting right now, actually. Hold up. Sorry, guys. No. Okay, back to the game. Alright, now Spring's doing what Spring does, and he's taking his board very early. He loves to do this. He's usually his 4th, 5th, 6th villager. He's always taking the board very early. Now this is an anti-lame technique. Laming is allowed in this tournament. That is a rule that I did write down. That laming is absolutely allowed. Yeah. There's no rules for laming really, other than that there is no laming rules. Laming is allowed, and White Knight is doing a more typical build. This is what I mean. We're already seeing Spring's off-meta early elephant build against a much more typical White Knight build, where he's going for probably just 2 or 3 on wood. Probably a scout build. Lithuanians, you know? What are Lithuanians going to do? At this point, if they're not making a barracks, they're going to be going scouts. I'd really be shocked if Lithuanians go anything other than scouts right here. But, you know, that remains to be seen. We also have deer on this map. Now, Spring has not found his deer. Is Spring struggling to find his deer? This could be a disaster if Spring doesn't. Oh, he doesn't. He's like, where is my resources? He's like, where are my deer? He's got to, surely he goes down here now. This is such unfortunate scouting for Spring. He was so close to seeing them. Actually, he wasn't even. He now sees them. And he's like, oh, now I can start pushing my deer. Luckily for White Knight, White Knight's already got one under his TC. White Knight found his deer a lot sooner. His deer seemed to be in a more convenient position, more close to the rest of his economy. So White Knight's actually going to have a deer advantage right now, as he takes in his first boar as well. Spring, he loves pushing his deer though. We can bet that Spring will not go anywhere else with this scout until all of these 4 deer are under his TC. Now I'm very happy that Spring gets a 4 deer Arabia gen. Because Spring loves deer. He's very new to the chickens though, as we all are of course, but Spring even more so. He's very used to the classic Arabia. 4 deer is going to be perfect for him. He knows exactly what to do with 4 deer. It's going to be a great food boost for him at least. Obviously White Knight's going to have the same boost, but at least Spring knows exactly how he wants to use it. If we had chickens on the other hand, and what I'm talking about right now is the chickens, the elephant in the room, the new way to play Arabia, the new gen that you get 50% of the time is the chicken gen, and that's a lot more alien to Spring. So I'm very happy that he gets to play his first tournament game here with the deer. Getting to push these guys in. What are they called this time? They're called mouflons. Mouflons? Who came up with these names? Mouflon? Okay. Oh man, I really want to see the text in these corners. Is there a way to... I hate to pause this game. I hate to do this right now. But can we put them on teams? Yeah, they're back here. Can we put them on a team? Because I really want to see the text. The text there. I know they're not relevant yet, but they will be later. Looks like I just can't do that. Maybe I'm just going to tell the players to make sure they're on teams from now on. Because I really want capture rates to be working, you know? You thought they were dogs? Yeah. They do look like weird shapes, hey. I can see how you thought they were dogs from a distance. Like, what are those things even? I need to get a better graphic pack. That looks kind of questionable, really. Alright, let's go back to the builds. So Spring is both these players are clicking up. Both these players are going up on 19 builds. It looks like 18 builds. Yeah. 18 vills, 1 scout, 19 pop. And we've got the second lumber cam going out for White Knight. Very safe play. This looks like a very, very secure scout build. He's just going to go for a very, very guaranteed scout build with plenty of resources. He's going to get all his eco upgrades. He's going for the eco play, is what I'm saying. He's not going to be very aggressive. He's not going to make multiple buildings. He's just going to go one stable, make a couple scouts, and get his double bit, get his horse collar, and get a superior economy going. I'm sure that's White Knight's play right now. And against Spring, I think that's a great way to start off. Spring here, he's known for being a lot more aggressive. He's known for skipping his eco upgrades in advantage of more pressure. Your villagers aren't much chicken, and now they are chickens, therefore I must resign. That should be a surrender prompt. Yeah, that's a pretty funny one. They ate too much chicken, and now they are chickens. Yeah, something like that. They could definitely do with a new one of these chickens. I think they could be like, oh, I'm old school. I don't know how to play with chickens. That'd be a really funny prompt. That would be, if I ever made a Spring bot, that would be his resign. He'd be like, oh, I got chickens. I don't know how to play with chickens. Goodbye. Okay, stable is up for the Spring. And not up for White Knight. What is this? White Knight's going full greed. For greed. I'm gonna guess that he got double bit. I thought I saw Spring getting double bit there before too. Getting a little distracted. Amazing quick walls from White Knight, stopping the first attack from Spring. Crazy, and this is the kind of interactions I wanted to see. These players are both fast. These players are both on top of their game, and they're gonna be doing some crazy quick walls, some crazy micro and feudal age. I'm really looking forward to it. Really walled up for White Knight. White Knight wants his walls down. He only has one farm, but he wants his walls. He's putting all his wood into these walls. Spring's gonna have the Magyar advantage though. He's gonna have that +1 attack all the time, and that's gonna be so annoying for White Knight to deal with here. Spring takes an amazing fight. Spring takes an amazing fight. Spring takes a huge fight. Spring takes a huge. Oh no, White Knight's a complete disaster this game. This is just glorious. I'm a little scared, guys, because there's usually only 5 games. Alright, there's usually only 5 games in a set. These guys have given me a lot more than 5 wrecks. There must be like a couple 2-parters, maybe they had some save and restores. I'm very confused by the number of wrecks in this set. So we're just going to have to go with it and see how these wrecks come up. And what happens. It's looking very good for Spring early though. We've got the Eco KD completely on Spring's side. He's got all the pressure on the base, and White Knight has not left home. White Knight is just completely, if we can get his vision here. Yeah, he's scouted Spring once, but he is not in his base at all. Now Spring in the blue. He's going to try and look for any kind of value again. He looks for the farm snipes. Can't get any of those yet. He looks for the Vil snipes. There's a spear here, so that's alright. But Vil is going to continue to keep walling up, and these spears for Spring, unfortunately not going to make it. Now, they do have the +1. These are +1 spears. They're very good spears, but there's just not enough of them right now. Maybe if this other one gangs up, they might be okay. More spears for Spring. Now, this is something that Spring loves. He's been telling me this. He told me this years ago, actually. He's like, if you're in a scout war and you can't afford scouts, so you can only afford scouts or spears, you should always go spears. If you just spam spears, it negates the scouts that your opponent is making, and it's also a lot more affordable. It doesn't force your idle TC time. Oh man, Spring's got some idle TC time, guys. Are you seeing this? Now, despite Spring's kills and despite Spring's pressure, he's actually going to be equal in villages and behind in villages now as he reaches 1 minute of idle TC time, guys. 1 minute of idle TC time, that's 2.5 vils. And I really should have been clicking these tabs more often. As this fight continues, man, Spring is just not letting this fight up. He's going to keep fighting here and keep fighting here. But it looks like White Knight is finally going to get control of the area. Eco APM, well, much higher for White Knight. You can really see how Spring's barely clicking his economy. Military APM. Guys, just look at the difference here. You can really tell what both players focus on. One player is much more focused on their army, one player is much more focused on their economy. There's very, very big difference in players right here. With White Knight putting all of his APM into economy, while Spring is putting all his focus on his army and not paying as much attention to his economy at home, despite having a really solid farm count, actually. 14 farms, that's a really good farm count. It's going to actually beat the 12 farms for White Knight, and Spring pulling ahead with a score lead now. This is going to be a good game. Okay, I'm telling you guys right now, this is going to be a good game of Arabia. We got the meta player White Knight versus the off-meta Spring with these unconventional strategies. This is gonna be beautiful. He's gonna run through here. He's gonna try to do as much damage as he can. The scouts, I mean the spears will be able to fend off for the most part. But oh man, that could be annoying. These scouts always have +1 attack, which means they're always gonna be lethal as soon as they get on top of a villager. Unfortunately for Spring, they didn't path very well there. He just really gets a little bite and he runs away. And now White Knight, so far not using his army completely effectively. With these villas standing around here as well, this is actually causing so much havoc for White Knight. I did not expect 2 scouts to cause, you know, a quarter of his economy to go idle for like a whole minute now at this rate. That was a lot of time. These villas were just standing here. Maybe he just didn't realize these villas are here. White Knight having a bit of trouble managing his economy. Both these players up to castle at a very, very similar time though. Oh my goodness. Both these players doing very similarly. White Knight getting distracted, losing all his scouts. That's huge. That is huge. Let's go back to the stats, and we see that Spring, the KDA is actually pretty much the same. There's been no eco hits since then. The scouts got cleaned up, but Spring would have had a bad KDA until those scouts got cleaned up. Spring was actually losing the fight until just now. This is why I watch Spring TV. Everyone out there in the universe, this is why I like watching Spring TV. 3 ranges, just like not even hiding the base, okay? If you had other players playing this, where would you put 3 ranges? You'd put them here, you'd put them there, that'd be hidden, not Spring TV. Spring, he considers the distance between his base and his opponent's base, and then he wants to minimize that as much as possible. He's all about the flow of units, he's all about the pathing, he's all about the speed of reinforcements. And this is a complete Spring move. This is what I'm talking about. This is the off-meta aggression that we want to see from an X2K player, an X-Pro player. Now, for those who don't know, Spring beat Viper in the 2013 finals. If you guys were around in Age of Empires in 2013, you would know that Spring beat the Viper in the best tournament of the year. Spring was the winner of that tournament. Now that was right before Age of Empires started having big prize pools, so he really didn't even get that much money from his beat of the Viper. So now the Viper killer is going to have to de-rust a little bit for this tournament, and he's been doing a great job of it this week. Really putting in the effort, and even playing with me a lot just to make sure he's as sharp as possible for this match. Now, I really wanted Spring to get as much practice as possible, because if we do it with Titanic, it's not going to be a good Spring game. I want to see Spring at his finest, and these forward ranges that we're looking at right now, this is what I consider to be Spring's finest. Let's see if he builds another. Spring's the kind of guy that would make 4 or 5 ranges, even if you're only going to make a couple more extra CA out of them. He really, really wants those numbers. It's all about number advantage for Spring. And we can see that with the way he's placed his archery ranges in a reinforcement position. Going the TC behind and going a university. I don't know how he's going to afford ballistics. His economy is not looking good for ballistics right now. Unless I'm blind and he already got it. I really wish we could see all the upgrades on Capture Age, but that's alright. We can just click on the units. We've got Bodkin in for Spring. And the +2... Yeah, no defense. Just attack. Only attack. White Knight is here, sitting around, getting some vision. So, would a Dark White Knight be an eggshell color or a full grey? That's a good question. He's actually changed his name to Dark Knight before. Only as a joke. We'll just call him White Knight for now. But you're right. Dark White Knight, I'm sure it would be somewhere in the grayscale, wouldn't it? It'd be somewhere in the grayscale. I'm not sure about an eggshell color. I'm assuming grayscale. But you know what? An eggshell color could do it too. Maybe some cream, you know? Some cream color could do it. Here we have, so what's this? 6 CA. Now this is actually pretty good in our CA. It's not enough to snipe a villain in one shot, but it's enough to do probably two volleys to kill a villager. And that could be pretty brutal, even though the skirm's here and ready to defend against the CA. The next ball of CA is coming through. Spring is on it, man. He's got ballistics too now, finally. So Spring, with his ballistics, he's going to be able to walk straight forward. And 2 balls from either side. The CA are very split up. CA are usually better in a big group. Sometimes you can split up the CA, but often it's actually a lot better just to keep the CA all together in one group rather than splitting them up like this. Because right now a couple skirmishes can push off the whole thing. And White Knight's coming in with his first TC. Now I think this is actually a crazy position for Spring because he's keeping his opponent in his base while being on 2 TC himself. Even though his farm count is abysmal, he only has 8 farms, which is actually not enough to produce out of 2 TC. He's still going to try, you know, good on him for trying, and at least he's going to have some kind of Vil production advantage here. And we can see that right now. Oh my goodness, is White Knight, is he giving up already? This is a disaster. White Knight's going to pull his Vils. There's so many Vils going down here. How many Vils have died to these CA? 11! You're kidding. 11 villages. 11 villages. There's no way. Alright. Right, that's going to come in with his own counterattack. 1, 2, 3 Vils going down. 4th Vil going down. It will be a 5. Whoop, nearly a 5. That's a weak Vil. That's a weak Vil. It's going to be 5. It's going to be 5. There you go. 5 Vils going down for a skirm attack. That's pretty good. That's pretty good start. And now the Mangonels on the front. What a crazy game. This is the kind of game I expected from Spring TV. Crazy actions, all angles. White Knight's doing his counterattack, playing his meta skirm defense. Spring going all in with the CA in Siege. This is perfect. This is how he beat Viper in 2013, and this is how he's going to beat White Knight in this first game of Arabia, I bet. White Knight is now doing the Banaji of keeping all his knights in the stables. Probably going to save up one big bowl of a surprise knight attack. Lithuanian's a great knight civ, so probably a great choice for the situation. It's going to be able to take out the Mangonels, and if he has enough of them, maybe he can help deal with the CA as well. But now he's got the Lithuanian skirms. Now I think the Lithuanian's trash is probably the best trash in the game, just for the movement speed. Having the fast skirms, these skirms you can see are having fast movement, they're able to dodge Mangonels. This power that Lithuanian skirms have just makes them so much stronger in this situation. Look at this. Instead of just dying to Mangonels, they're able to just walk right in and take trades against the CA without taking a single hit from Mangonels. No other skirmers in the game can do that. Only Lithuanian skirms have the movement speed to be able to take 0 damage from Mangonels like this. As one skirm goes down, that's nothing. This is not the kind of trades that Spring was hoping for. Spring would be hoping that all of those skirms get flattened at once. Still not going to happen because this White Knight is still so good at microing. Unfortunately, oh, here we go. There it is. There it is. Huge lead for Spring now. Huge lead for Spring. Look at the military. 2 to 21. 2 to 21 military. White Knight's trying to try eco out of this situation. White Knight with a lot less idle TC time. What is this idle TC time? Spring's actually equal in the game now. Because of his idle TC time. 10 minutes idle TC time. This is the Spring game I wanted. He's on 4 TC. He's on 4 TC. Everything that we're seeing right now is just absolute classic Spring maneuvers. We're seeing overbooming with TCs with not enough farms to keep up. 16 farms, that's nowhere near enough. We see a crazy all-in with the CA. All the forward rangers coming in. All the units just walking across the map into the enemy base. That's all he wants to do. And now we've got the CA are kind of going to poke in from the back if he switches to the next palisade over. That could be a big problem as well. Skirms might be able to deal with it. But this TC is going to go down. This TC is going to go down. Now these CA, I don't think they have any armor yet. These CA are 0 armor CA. Yeah, this armorless CA. Who needs upgrades, am I right? You have Bodkin? We have this Mountain Mangonel here. What's that going to do? Dude, Bodkin just destroys it. Whoa! Spring absolutely dominating. Now this is going to be crazy because now Spring's won his Arabia game, alright? Spring's taking his Arabia win. I was really, really hoping he'd get his first Arabia win on this tournament. But now we have a problem. There's no more Arabia. Now Spring has to play on White Knight's home map. And there are, oh boy, are there home maps. I'm going to go quickly to the bans section and hopefully shield my eyes from any spoilers along the way. Gonna go to bans, scroll up a little bit, start bans, here we go. Your highest seed, I believe. Alright, here we go. Spring bans woo! Whoops, that's a bad ban. Why is Bohemians a bad ban? Alright, let's show you guys what I'm looking at right now. We're looking at the current bans. Now, there are bans for this matchup, alright? The Civ bans were relevant. The map bans, not until next game, because Arabia is always going to be the first game. You cannot ban Arabia, but you can ban any other map in the map pool, and that map cannot be picked as a home map. Now, the loser picks home map. That's just pretty much how this goes. There's no other map draft. It's just one single ban to take it out of the map pool. So, White Knight bans Nomad. Spring was kind of insisting that White Knight bans first, it looks like, which is fine. Spring bans Arena. That's a great ban for Spring, so we know that White Knight can't pick Arena next. Spring bans Wu and Bohemians. White Knight bans Mongols and Huns. Okay. So now we have the bans. Mongols and Huns actually really, really good bans against Spring. And that explains why he picks Magyars here. Because Mongols 100% would have been his pick. He would have gone Mongols any day of the week on this map. So now we see why he went Magyars. The Hun and Mongol ban I think is very smart here. And let's go to the next game. I want to check capture rates one more time. I feel like that. You know what? I'm going to Google it. I think there might be a button. I might be crazy, but there might be a button that'll let me capture rate, show the text, because I'm not seeing the text. There must be a ton of hotkeys that capture rate doesn't show you. There's all kinds of hotkeys in capture rate, and I don't think it really tells you any of them. When you go through all the settings, you can't change them, you can't look at them. There's no way to actually see the hotkeys. So I'm just going to do a quick little education of myself here. Maybe we'll go help. Maybe go help, guys. Dashboard. Match stats. Oh, here's the hotkeys. I'm just blind. It's in the help section. Why is it in the help section? Alright, is there something that hides the open achievements? Cycle dashboard forward, cycle dashboard backwards. Flip side. There's gotta be one for it, surely. Hide show UI. Is it that? The text panel! Alt P. Okay, it's called a tech panel. But how do we change? I'm really sorry for this delay, guys, but I really want to see the tech panel, you know? It's such a nice thing to see. The whole point of Capture Age is that anyone can look at the game at any time and see what resources and what what upgrades in particular the players have. And I'm just really concerned that there's no tech panel, is what it's called, I think. I might be missing something. Did anyone else see a tech panel? Display some important text. Toggle technologies, Alt T. No, go back. Go back. Is it Alt T? Don't tell me. Oh wow, wow. Spoilers here actually. Let's just click a random one. One that we've already seen. Luckily, I didn't spoil myself, but cover your eyes. Toggle technologies. Yeah. I think is it Alt T? No! It's Alt T. I'm sorry, guys. Wait. Alt T happens to be... Oh, that's why! It's my turn... It's... Okay, so my Streamlabs hotkey, Alt T, also turns on the technologies. I'm such a noob caster. I'm such a noob caster, guys. The technologies we hear the whole time. It's just Alt T. It's just Alt T. Alright, I'm gonna go have a very quick 30-second mental breakdown, because I didn't know Alt T actually just happens to... Hotkey for capture age. At your age text. And for Streamlabs. I kind of want to do the whole thing again just for the technology thing, but that's fine. Well, the show must go on. The show must go on, alright? We're going to go... Stopping this, we're going to go to the next game that I can see in my my Rex. And the problem with going through the Rex and capture age is it actually tells you too much information about the game. I can't click on... Yes, you see Spring been training with me at Mongols every single time. Yeah, I think he's only beaten me if I confused a few of those times, only because he picked Mongols. Here we go. This must be the next game. No. This has got to be Spring's home map. This can't be White Knight's home map. Let's look at the times here. No, the times check out. This has to be... There's no way White Knight picks his map. There's no way. This is... White Knight, why are you taking this map out? I guess it's because he knows Spring is gonna take it. So White Knight has chosen one of Spring's maps, typically, to play on for his home map. So he's gonna take it out of the map pool, and it's gonna be Land Madness Game 2. We're finally gonna see text, guys. I'm such a noob caster. I feel like a dingus this whole tournament. I've been casting, wondering why my techs aren't on. I thought it was an issue with the Rex, with the settings. No, actually, it was not. Why is it so small? I don't know why it's so small. But turns out I need to go to a different hotkey for my end stream, because Alt E and Alt T both do other things in other games and are in this game. So I can't really use those. Let's go straight into this game. We finally have some text in. This makes me feel a lot happier. Double binding the hotkey. Oh yes! I have to turn off the hotkey. You're right. The hotkey will never be switched again. The hotkey will never be switched again. I'm so sorry for these delays, guys. I feel like an absolute noob caster, but I'm doing the best I can learning capture age as I go. Probably should have learned this a bit earlier, but I didn't know this was an issue. I genuinely thought I had no control over this. So Alt T, here it is. Can we change that? Maybe we can't change that. Custom hotkeys. Oh, I'm not doing that. Okay, alright. That's for another time. Let's go. That looks way too hard to change a single hotkey. Guys, we have now, again, Spring TV versus White Knight. And this is going to be on another Arabia-like map, so I'm expecting to see a very similar play style from both players. White Knight, I think, is going to go for an eco advantage. I think he's going to go for... Man, why are these so small? These feel tiny. He's going to go for probably an eco build again. He's going to go for the feudal age eco upgrades. He's going to go for hopefully a lot of farms and a good castle age timing. And Spring on this map, who knows how he's going to play. But I think this map is perfect for Spring's playstyle. Like so perfect. I've been actually itching to see Spring play this map for years. I don't think he plays it anywhere near enough. And I'm also sorry we'll do this. Yeah, Spring has won the first game of Arabia. This is now game 2 of the best of 5. Round 2 of the DeJake's Dark Empire. Whoever wins this game, or whoever wins this match, goes straight to the $100 prize pool. Takes a little slice of that. These guys are playing for money. Whoever wins this game will be in the prize pool from now on in the tournament. And now, Spring is leaning for money. Spring is eating pig for money. Oh, we're going to have an I know pig. Spring is... He means business today. He means business today. This is the kind of Spring I wanted to see. Laming allowed. Laming will happen. We see Spring pulling this ball. Pulling this ball to no end. This might not wait. Whoa, wait a minute. White Knight with the block. White Knight with a clutch block here is going to be able to take the ball home, it looks like. And that's That's really unfortunate for Spring. It didn't work out. I don't know where that scout was meant to go. Maybe he thought it would keep following. That lane didn't go as well as I'd hoped. I'm not gonna lie. I thought maybe a Vill would come out, or Spring would try some evasive maneuvers with the scout, but nothing really happened. He did delay the ball. Spring will have probably both his own balls. Oh no, it's Land Madness. There's only one ball. I forget. So delaying this ball is actually pretty big because now White Knight just can't eat it. He's going to take his berries into the TC. Now, in Land Madness, every Civ is Gujara's. Every Civ gets to start with those berries under the TC. I'm sure Gujara's just start with extra berries under their own TC. And White Knight finally gets his ball home safe and sound. Continually pushing these deer. I'm sure Spring will go straight back and push his own deer now. No! He mills his deer. This is the kind of eccentric gameplay I'd expect from Spring. Spring going forward here to mill his deer. I meant you'd ban the same hockey from Capture Rage hockey and stream. Yeah. I'll just change the stream hockey later, I guess. That's the alternative. I'm just gonna change the stream hockey or not use it for now. That's an easy alternative for me. So I won't worry about that too much. Loading every day apparently. This match is gonna be amazing. I think with or without the tech panels. At least we have the tech panels now. I'm very happy about that. Loom coming in for White Knight. He wants to go up. 19 pop, 19 vills, 20 pop both of these players. So I guess with one less ball, these players are both opting for one extra vill before they click up to the next stage. This is a really, really nice wood line for White Knight, you know? This actually is a full wallable, that wood line. Even, maybe if he walls this way. Imagine walling to TC here, walling to TC there. You have guaranteed gold and wood in a full wall base on Land Madness. That is a really, really nice generation for White Knight. And Spring has the same thing. Spring can also wall his straight to the TC to the edge of the map. From here to there. And then he will also have slightly worse golds, but still a very, very safe resources, especially the wood line there in the back. Gotta have mistakes to have something to learn from. That's right. Ain't that the truth, Shepard? We're going down for a barracks. This is a Metadom's barracks, all right? This is actually no, it's not. What am I talking about? We're already in the feudal age. About to hit the feudal age. This is just the stable barracks. Now, White Knight, he actually was really, really late to his stable. When he did this last time, he built the house first, and he didn't even build the stable. He's done this on Arabia. We'll see if he goes here. Okay, no, his second build here means he wants to build a stable right away, and there they are. Okay. Much faster than the Arabia came, where I think he delayed the stable a bit with his house first. Spring has not built a barracks yet. Now that's a concern. If Spring hasn't built a barracks yet, we're going to be a little concerned. He's going to be up to Imperial Age with his barracks, only halfway done, less than halfway done. He's going to have to build these this next building very quickly if he wants to get some military out in time. White Knight already with the stable, very prepared with his barracks timing. He was ready, alright? He was ready. Spring getting delayed again. These vills are going to have to find a new place to put down that building. Stable going very forward. Very forward stable. Now let's look at the positioning of these players. White Knight's already starting his wall off on this side. I think this is a great wall off if he can get this done. No, that's no good for Spring at all. Now, Spring is the camel civ here. I think if anyone has a chance against Khitans, it might be Civ like Berbers. I think Civ like Berbers actually has multiple answers for Khitans and even the heavy cavalry. So, I mean, the heavy cavalry archers that the Khitans can bring out in Castle Age. I think that's really the final blow for Khitans. They have very, very strong knights. They have very, very strong cav. Because the +1 attack, does White Knight have it yet? No. But once White Knight gets a +1 attack, if he can afford it, as Spring walls up here. Very, very nice walling for Spring. Very nice walling for Spring. Love to see it. And here it is. White Knight has prepared his blacksmith. He knows what's up. He's going to get his Khitan Civ bonus in. Khitan Civ bonus will give him +2 instead of +1 on these scouts to attack. So, very, very potent scouts. These scouts are lethal. As soon as they get on any type of villager, that villager is going to go down. They're going to win every scout war in equal numbers. Because the +1 attack is so, so strong. It's like the Magyars that Spring had in the first game of Arabia. And now we're going to see White Knight. White Knight wants to take revenge on an Arabia hamster map here. And he's going to do it. Look at this. This is going to be a slaughter of 3 vills. That's insane. That's insane. Now, Spring banned the Wu. Spring has seen all the new civs. I played the Phosphor strat against him with the Shu. And instead of banning the Shu, Spring has banned the Wu. I don't know why Spring banned the Wu. After being so scared of the Shu. But he should be scared of the Katans, in my opinion. The Katans are really a scary civ. Especially in the maps that Spring enjoys. Katans having the crazy... They have 3 things going for them, really. They have the plus 2 that in the feudal age that we've already seen. Been very, very effective. Yeah, the scouts are dead now. Yeah? But the scouts killing 3 villages, I think, would be more than worth it. 3 villages, that's an amazing take. Comparing that to the 0 eco damage that Spring has gotten in so far, the second bonus that Katans get are the pastures. Now, these just are better than farms. You can put 2 vills on each, and they're just better than farms, guys. They give you more food than farms. Like, you get the food faster than farms. That's all around a good deal. So, the pastures are going to be a great bonus for Katans. Only Katans get it. And the third thing that they get that's absolutely overpowered is the heavy cavalry archers is allowed to be researched in Castle Age. And Castle Age heavy cavalry archer, I haven't actually seen many games of it, but I've heard that whenever it actually happens, it just destroys other players in Castle Age. It's just domination. So we're going to have to see how that goes down in this game. White Knight is gonna go around here looking for more picks. I'm so glad that we see our techs in, because we can see that both players have the double bit, but they don't have the farm bonus of the farm tech for either of them. White Knight's gonna get such easy picks in, killing a spear, taking half the HP of a vill just like that. Spring really wants some kind of counter damage in at this point, but he's gonna struggle finding it. He's bringing in his tiger friend, so Spring has 2 spears and a tiger. What will Spring do with 2 spears and a tiger coming into the enemy woodline here? He's going to get good scouting. It's probably the first time he scouted this woodline. Maybe not, actually. He knows what's up. Okay. He sees all the vills here. And he's going to have to back off for now. Now, these spears, they're not going to last very long. I think Spring's hoping the tiger will help finish him off. And the tiger will indeed actually go straight for the villagers. White Knight is not the tiger charmer. And we'll go back to the base as we see so many... Whoa, wow. 8 knights with +2, guys. 8 knights with +2 in the feudal age. Now, these Katans are just so good at cheating the ages. They get Castle Age bonuses in feudal age, and they get Imperial Age bonuses in Castle Age. And we're seeing how strong that is right now with these +2 scouts. No other Civ can do these +2 scouts. They're just destroying every unit they touch. White Knight has the Death Fingers over here. He's finally going to run away from the Spearman. Spring is in big trouble, though. His economy is a bit of a mess right now. It's not looking as good as White Knight. It's going to be a few vills down. We're going to have to sing a Spring special if we're going to come back from this one. White Knight, 100% in a better spot here. More defendable base, better economy. Only because of pastures. It's not even really worth comparing the count. Pastures kind of count for 2 farms, really. So 12, you times that by 2, you get 24. You get 24 farms, guys. Like, you're not going to compete with 24 farms worth of value. Spring has 20 farms himself, which is a really good effort. But it's still just not going to be the same, especially because pastures, you don't even have to drop off the food. Pastures have their own little yurt drop-offs, so they don't even have to worry about that kind of stuff. And we're just going to see more and more vill picks for White Knight. It's going to be easier and easier for him to get little picks off on all these farms. Not too successful this time. He gets 1 pick, loses 2 scouts for it though. And now a lot of players have told me that losing 2 scouts for 1 vill is not a good trade. So maybe White Knight's not going to be happy with that. Does take another one over here. Does take another 2 over here. Takes another 3 over here. Now White Knight's going to pound town with these scouts. It's getting scary. At Spring, he knows what to do in this situation. He just goes straight spears. Spears all day, every day. Cost of a pasture, I think it's 100, yes. I think it's 100. I could be wrong on that. I haven't played Katans in a minute. I've been playing too much Shu, actually. I've been playing a lot of the Shu, a bit of the Wu, None of the Catans, so unfortunately I don't even remember what the Catan Pasha costs. I think it's 100. That definitely sounds right. Alright, we're going to see more trades for White Knight here. But Spring is actually taking better trades than I expected. I really thought this would have been going worse for Spring at this point, but it's not. Spring somehow holding in. He's holding on with his economy. His economy is not too far behind. Only 4 vills behind. In a situation like this, where your opponent has 7-2 eco KD, that's a really good shout, man. That's a really good performance by Spring. Now we've got Spring coming in for the counter attack, and this could actually do a lot. Now, White Knight has not been spamming the spears. Look at this. White Knight has 0 spears. White Knight has not got his defenses up at home like Spring has. Spring has been constantly defending his base. And now that Spring's in White Knight's base, I don't know if White Knight's even noticed. Did White Knight even see that? Did he see any of that? That's crazy. White Knight, of course, he has to put all his attention on the front line. White Knight's going to try going for a little snipe. That's going to be an easy build pick. Yep. And they're going to keep going around looking for more. Oh man, these scouts, man. Catans really are something else. If it was any other Civ, I think White Knight would be having a harder time. But this gives us Spring a chance back in the game, I think. Attacking that farm for a while, losing, what, 2-3 scouts? Over 1 farm, which is only half HP now? That's pretty good. That's a good trade for Spring. That's the kind of trade Spring needs. Well, the problem for Spring now, though, is that is he even close to Castle Age? Not really. He needs a market ASAP. He needs a market. He has no market. He's not building a market. Now, I have noticed that Spring doesn't neglect to build markets sometimes in its games. I think sometimes Spring doesn't see the market abuse potential. Sometimes some games that Spring has, he has slightly unbalanced resources, and he could be going a lot better with the just like a single market, selling some res, you know? Sometimes he just forgets to do that. The Lances, though. Lances with a +4. This is a problem. Now he gets the Imperial, essentially Imperial, +4, which you'd only get from Blast Furnace, but now Catans can get with just the Iron Casting. They're skipping an age, skipping a research. They're really skipping like about 2,000 resources just to get the +4 attack bonus here. So Catan's a million light years ahead as far as attack is concerned. And these units are just going to be undefeatable. The spears are going to melt for the Lancers. Lancers are going to get in multiple hits before the spears can do anything. And the spears have spears have no armor. Spears have no armor. We can see over here Spring's tech panel. And White Knight over here is still in a dominant position. Spring's gonna have to make something happen here over this game, I think. He's getting his bloodlines. I think he's gonna go for CA. I think he knows his only answer is CA. No, it's not. It's Knights. Okay, never mind. I regret. It's Knights. It's Knights. I take it back. We're not gonna see the CA. He knows his eco is very, very farm focused. His wood is very limited. Look at this wood line. Maybe this is why he's only going CA. His wood line is so exposed, and he knows that White Knight's been looping around to this wood line like 5 times already this game. And that's going to cause White Knight to be, you know, probably keep looking there again. Spring's going to be like, oh, well, I guess we're going Knights now. Lack of wood really deciding the unit for Spring at this point. Spring going straight for the Pike. No. Berber Pike. We're seeing Berber Pike. Berber Pike. I want camels so bad. Imagine camels, man. Imagine camels. I really want to see camels from Spring. He's going for a European Civ combo, which is like double melee. He's going for the Pike. He's going straight from Spear Scout into Pike Knight, which is probably just a natural instinct for him at this point. I really wish he just went Hull and Camel. I think if he just went Camel here and forced Catans to do something else, Pikes are so easy to deal with. I think even the Lancers are going to kill most of these Pikes. And we see White Knight already switching into a potential CA. 1 range, 2 range. Spring needs to counterattack. He knows he needs to counterattack. White Knight sees the damage already. White Knight's going to see this coming in too, I bet. Oh, wow. This is a really strange situation for Spring. Maybe he only got pikemen because he had so many spears already. Yeah, look at this spear count for him. Probably just wanted to get value out of all the spears he made. Whoa! And actually getting the raid in. How many kills so far for these knights? 3 kills. 3 kills for the knights. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Now, White Knights coming with the camels. This is crazy for me considering the Berbers. It was a much stronger camel civ in my opinion. I think the Berber camel civ is really, really what Spring should be playing around to come back against Catans here. Because the Catan cavalry, everything that they make is cavalry. And everything that they make that's cavalry is just going to decimate your army, especially if you're making things like pikes. Like Lances and CA can both counter these pikemen, I think, no problem. As we hear a unit go down. I don't know if I saw it. The camel's over here going to clean up this knight. That's actually not so good anymore. Knight at least got some kind of eco value. The eco KD is evening out just a little bit. Still 5 ahead for White Knight, but at least it's a little more even than it was just before. And Spring, he's panicking a little bit. I think he's going TCs and playing defensively. You haven't recently played Car and PC died in the same week. You had to choose what to replace first. Oh, the Car and PC died in the same week, dude. That feels bad. Oh, I feel bad for you. Hopefully you get your PC going too soon. I hope you get back in the game, Shepard. It's always a shame when that happens. It's always like that, isn't it? Everything always happens in the same week. It's like disasters can't schedule themselves. Disasters never happen, you know, in a nice little line where you have one week, one the next week, you know, in a reasonable, manageable schedule. Disasters always happen on the same week. All right. As soon as something happens on one week, you just know that everything else is gonna dogpile on top of that week. All the bad things are gonna happen. You're gonna get sick. Your car's gonna break down. Your PC's gonna break down. Every crisis is always gonna happen at the same time, and then you'll have 3 weeks of nothing happening. That's always how life feels to me. You have 1 week where just all the disasters happen at once, and you have to deal with everything, and it's miserable. But then you have a few more weeks where everything's just a breeze and nothing happens. It's like, can you please just schedule out your disasters for me, please? Some kind of universal schedule would be very nice. Here we have Spring. They have like a disaster party, yeah. Pretty much. The disasters like to have a disaster party. That's very true. Spring's really not going very well in these fights here. He just ran under the TC, gave a free army to White Knight. That's not what I like to see from Spring TV. A bit of a shame. Maybe I don't know what he was going for. Maybe trying to just run past for some raids. Probably didn't expect White Knight to have his whole army there. White Knight back to the front lines is going to get pushed away by these pikes. But the problem is these lances have the mobility and they have +4. These lances are still going to play so well, even if they do end up fighting the pikemen. Because +4 attack with lances means that you will always get a much higher damage hit on the pikemen before the pikemen have any kind of chance to even get their bonus damage back onto the lances. Pikemen are a pretty squishy unit, actually. If you just hit pikemen really hard, they actually just fall over and die, guys. And White Knight also knows he can use his mobility. He can just walk somewhere else. Look at that. If you make pikemen, the problem with pikemen is pikemen are slow. Pikemen have to carry their big sticks around on their little legs. There's no way they're going to catch up to those horses running around the map on the other side of your base, killing all your vills. Pikemen are really limited in their defense, actually. And Vill's gonna go down. Now this is not looking good for Spring. Spring, I really hoped he would have a great performance on the Land Madness, and he's still holding on. Still holding on, that's for sure. Alright, sorry guys, back to the game. We have 3 TCs for both players, but of course Spring is really racking up that idle time. Look at his farm count. 9 farms. 9 farms for 3 TC, triple stable, double barracks production. I don't think, oh, single barracks maybe, but I don't think 9 farms is going to cut it very well for as far as economy is concerned. Maybe enough for an all-in. And that's exactly what Spring's looking for. Scorpions. Maybe Scorpions with ballistics can cut it. Spring won't have ballistics, but he does know that Scorpions get ballistics now. So that could really help him. He definitely feels the CA coming. He's already seen a couple CA, not too many. Thank you, Speaker. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to these games. These players are playing for their chance to get their $100 prize pool. Whoever wins this game will go straight to the prize pool in the semi-finals of DJake's Dark Tournament. Thank you for the follow. Huge. Where are the players from? Yes, White Knight is, I think he's Dutch. I believe he's Dutch from the Netherlands. I could be wrong on that. Netherlands are a similar area. Spring is American. American born and bred. One of the classic American players. Shepard, thank you so much, my dude. Now Spring beat Viper in the 2013 finals. If anyone was around in 2013, you would have seen Spring beat Viper in the 2013 finals, which unfortunately it was a lot smaller than they are now. If that happened today, Spring would have won thousands and thousands of dollars, but I think it was only a couple $100 because it was only 2013 and the game was kind of in a much smaller state than it is today, I think. Spring calls it GG, he knows it's over. Oh boy, are these heavy CA? They're heavy CA, and we see the heavy CA just completely dominating this game. That is crazy. And now we have an even game on our hands. We've got Spring, the USA Pro. Spring was in like the USA 8 team for quite a while. He's actually only fallen off the past couple of years because he hasn't been playing as much. He has a kid and a farm now, which are more recent developments for him, so he's been enjoying his time on his farm and with his kid and playing a lot less Age of Empires. He's not currently at his previous peak, his previous pro form. When Viper was offered $100 or 1 Bitcoin and took the $100? I don't remember that, but it might have been. That was about the prize pool when Spring beat the Viper in 2013. Forgot to hit the button until it was mentioned. Well, you know, it is someone's job to mention it, and it is my job to mention that the follow button is there for you guys. I'd appreciate the follow. This is in such an exciting tournament. I've got so many exciting players in my clan, and I'm so happy I'm able to host this tournament for them. I got knocked out against Seed 2 in this tournament, and we're going to go to the next game now. And it's 1-up for both players, so we're going from a best of 5 to a best of 3. Whoever wins the next 2 games, or wins 2 games from now on, will take the victory and go to the semi-final prize pool. I have to click through these again. We see that was game 1. White Knight picking Land Madness for game 2. We're going to go to game 3. Spring going to his home map on Ghost Lake. Let's see how it goes. Now White Knight's going for Tatars for the sheep bonus. Ghost Lake has crazy good sheep, so it could definitely pay off. He told the story once. Oh, really? I don't have to check that. I don't think I remember hearing that Viper story. You don't know if it was Bitcoin or other data currency? Yeah. I don't know if Bitcoin was even around in 2013. It would have been so early, hey? Early days. As we wait here for the capture raids to get going. Another exciting match in our hands. Whoever wins this will have a huge advantage, I think. I think whoever wins this game is probably going to hit the semifinals. It'll be match point to them. And Ghost Lake to Tars, very, very strong pick. We'll see if Capture Age wants to load here. We might have to go to reload Capture Age. Maybe you have to reload Capture Age here. Might have had a small issue. Game state ready, renderer waiting, minimap waiting. Still waiting. Might just have to attempt this again. Let's see if it works this time. If not, I'll just restart Capture Age. Seems like we're in a bit of a Capture Age before Dark Age, Before the Dark Age, there was Capture Age. Yeah, I'm just gonna close Capture Age. It seems like it's a bit bugged out for us. And let's try again. 1, 2, 3. Open up the Capture Age. See if it works. Capture Age, come on. Capture Age, save me. Huh? Oh, paused, unpaused. I wonder if they had issues here. Spring going Turks, it's a really interesting pick. Really interesting pick to go Turks on Ghost Lake. There we go. Now we're in. Sorry about that, guys. We're finally ready to rumble with our game 3 of White Knight versus Spring. This has been probably my most anticipated match this whole tournament so far. I cannot wait to see how this pans out. We've got Spring over here. He now knows what White Knight is capable of. Was very strong on Land Madness, which would have been an ideal map for Spring to play. I'm really glad I got to see Land Madness with Spring. And we'll see if he can pull it off this time. Very, very forward balls for White Knight, though. I wonder if Spring goes forward. He might see one. And we know what happened last time. He's ready to lane. Spring's ready with the tricks, although he won't see this. Oh, that's so unfortunate, actually. So unfortunate for Spring. Look at this. He just doesn't see that ball. If he goes forward a couple more tiles, it would have been a very different game, perhaps. Anyway, that scout would have been prepared and ready. And these players do know about the sheep. Then there's a lot of sheep in the middle of this map. We can see both players are picking them up. These ones were somehow missed. But Spring's found a lot of sheep. I'm really happy with the amount of sheep that Spring found. There's actually way more sheep than White Knight I think got. Spring's really, really, really good with the scout here. White Knight just taking a little bit longer to scout the middle. And Spring getting a lot more sheep for it. Unfortunately for the Tatar player. The Tatars get more food from their sheep, I think. So now Tatar's missing out on all his sheep. It's actually going to be a really hard thing for White Knight as we lose even more. Oh, this is going to look good. This is going to look good.
I found him.
Ball going under here. Villager is fine. Ball going under for White Knight. But White Knight, look at the sheep difference. Look at the sheep difference. Huge. 7, 8, 9. More coming in. 10, 11. Versus 3. 3 sheep. 2 in the back. Okay, 4 sheep, 2 in the back. Gonna be 2 more. So maybe like about 7. 7 versus 11, I would say. What a crazy difference, though. And I'm really hoping to see Spring's res count just rocket up here as White Knight runs out of sheeps in the next couple of minutes. He's going to go probably build his house, take the next ball. And Spring will take his next ball. You have heard others saying something about having it close it after games with memory leak. Ah, well. Luckily, we've got it restarted here. I just had to turn it off and on a few times, and it eventually started working. There we go.
Aimed it.
Now the ball is under the TC for Spring. We have pretty similar starts other than the massive sheep difference. I really, really like Spring's early scouting here. Spring knew exactly what to do with this map. Spring knew exactly what to do with this map. I wonder what he wants to do. When Spring sees this thing, when Spring sees how much food he has, he can do some very, very interesting plays. He might go either all in feudal or he might go like fast castle into something. When Spring sees this much food, his eyes start glowing. He starts getting like those money symbols in his eyes. He gets all giddy. He starts getting like little stonks figures, and his brain starts doing calculations that I think no other computer science can understand. We're gonna see what Spring can cook up here. White Knight probably gonna go for something a bit more basic. He has a more reasonable number of sheep here, it seems like. Although, still plenty of sheep. Look at this. 7 sheep. Definitely a 7-11 situation. 7-13! 13 sheep! Okay, no. Spring still has double the sheep. That is wild. Man, this is really good. This is really good. I'm really happy with how this game's going so far. Deer being a bit stubborn. Unfortunate. Spring will click up. on one vill more than White Knight. White Knight's going to go up with a very quick 18 pop, 17 villager, while Spring is going to go up a bit later on the 19 pop, 18 villager. And both these players probably have something very similar in mind. Spring looking like a scout start. This has got to be scouts at this point. He's not going to gold. He's not prepping his economy for anything. He's not really going FC. He's just going to go for scouts, it looks like. He's just going to go for scouts. White Knight has already got his barracks prepared though, and Spring's going to have to place his down real soon. Can he afford it? Yes. Has he placed it? No. It might be another 3 villages on the barracks situation. Luckily, he places it now with 2. He realizes he's going to need to get that barracks up in 40 seconds or else. I could see Spring getting upset as the villagers take 4 to 5 sheep at once when they aren't looking. Yeah, we're really going to see how this goes. We're going to see if Spring, the ex-US pro player, can shift-click his sheep effectively. But, you know, even when you shift-click sheep, do the villagers always obey? No. The villagers, I've seen them disobey shift-clicks from my own and from other players. I think I've seen Viper playing once and Hera playing once before. And they were just trying to, like, shift-click their vills like innocent little guys, playing very careful with their economy, but the villagers just refuse, man. The villagers, they don't like having one sheep, they like having multiple sheep. Look at this. They just refuse to get shift-clicked sometimes. So, Spring over here, going to cause some havoc. Do a little bit of a poke, not very much though. And he has to be careful, because if these vills fight back, it's going to be a bad trade. White Knight, what are you doing? White Knight, respond. White Knight, wake up. Oh, yeah, there we go. Now it wasn't worth it, because he's going to be a bit lower HP, but, you know, going to have some 2 vills to maybe pick off later. Could be nice. And the stable is up for Spring at a much better time than it was last game. It's going to be stable versus range. Now, the range open for White Knight could be really good. The thing with Tada is with their extra elevation bonus, it's probably not going to see that much action on Ghost Lake, is it? Where's the elevation? Like, barely any elevation on this map. So, Tatar's not doing too well in that respect, although their sheep bonus, I'm sure, will be appreciated. It's White Knight with 2 spears and 1 archer. Nice little early feudal army here. We'll see what kind of damage and chaos he can cause. Spring doesn't want to risk it. Spring doesn't want to risk it. Getting that scout kill, very, very, very nice. Huge, actually, I think, getting the scout kill off White Knight. Really putting Spring in a good position right now. Now, Spring's going to engage with his own spears. 3 spears against 2 spears and an archer is not a good fight. 1 archer will always do way more damage than the spears could ever hope. Ronald Rage, how you doing? That's hilarious. Viper did that in 2012. You took 150 over $150 worth of Bitcoin. No, for a StarCraft tournament. Yeah, wow, that would have been such a similar situation. Back then, you thought Bitcoin was a scam. I think most people did. I thought Bitcoin was a scam back then. And then Bitcoin suddenly exploded, and everyone was like, "Oh, look, you can make money off it." That's insane. What a crazy situation. There's so many Bitcoin stories, isn't there? There's so many stories of people who had chances to get Bitcoin early and then didn't. What a wild experience that must be. It still is, yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's a very volatile thing to invest into. I think it's a high risk, high reward for Bitcoin and honestly cryptocurrencies in general. I would avoid them personally just because of the, you know, I'm a very amateur investor if I ever started investing, so I would not go for the volatile ones right away, I hope. One of your best friends got in early? Nice. You know, you could have bought the 150 in Bitcoin. That's true. It's still a good deal to take the 150, you know, because then you just, if you ever change your mind the next day, you just buy 150 worth of Bitcoin. It's still the same deal. Spring is losing a lot of spears to archers, man. Spring's got to run away from archers. Spears do not kill archers. He has to remember, archers will kill all of these things that Spring is sending at them. Archer's getting crazy value here. I wonder if this archer has multiple kills. Yep, 3 kills for 1 archer, man. Spring's got to stop feeding these archers. Spring has... Oh! 3 Eager KD. What did I miss? Did I miss something insane? Was it the berries? He's off the berries. Guys, I gotta go back. Did Spring actually get some crazy value in that we missed? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Oh, I love this rewind feature of Capture Age. Okay. Okay, that seems like a really, really good fight for Spring. Seems like a really good fight for Spring. Let's go back because he pulls his scouts back. And apparently is able to clean up back at home as well. He has to pull 6 scouts back for like 1 spear and 1 archer, man. That's kind of crazy. As Spring walls up the back of his base. Not sure if this is the best wall. Maybe walling just here. Or even this way could be more effective, but that's alright. It's going to be a safe little egg wall for now. And Spring is going to come back prowling. Prowling, looking for those kills. Splitting up his army a little bit here. He's going to go in. He's going to start hitting vills. He's going to start hitting multiple vills. Will he get 2 vill kills off this? Eco KD is going up for Spring, but he's also losing units. He's losing... Oh, that was not worth it. That top one was not worth it at all. Losing 3 scouts for 1 villager. Probably not ideal. Was it even a vill that went down? I think 1 vill went down from that, but man, I don't know if that was worth it at all. Probably not a great deal for Spring right there. I'm gonna put this replay thing back down, and we're gonna go look over at Spring's base. Very, very nice base. I did not expect him to be farming up this hard. He's very, very good at these farms. He's actually got way more farms than White Knight right now. Even though White Knight doesn't really need it with all these sheep. Was there a sheep stealing or sheep killing situation? Spring went through his sheep so quickly. What's the res collected? Yeah, equal. Equal. What the heck? You really would have thought with all those sheep, more would have happened. You know what? I'm so curious, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to see what happens to these sheep. He just eat them all? He just ate them all. Yeah, he just ate them all. Okay. So there was no crazy sheep killing. Yeah, no, there wasn't. He just ate them all sooner or later. Tatars just last longer. I do know that, but I didn't realize it was that much longer. You know? Tatars having sheep longer than the Turks, even though the Turks had double the sheep numbers. That seems kind of crazy to me. I did not mean to go on double speed, my bad. Let's go back to the game. We have scouts and archers patrolling here as Spring puts up a tower. And Spring's clicking up to Castle Age as well. This is so much faster. Now, both of these players, they've been very, very, very equal to Castle Age. This is the first game from these 2 players we've seen where one player has been significantly further up the Castle Age than the other player. Now, that excites me. This excites me greatly. You guys don't even understand how much this excites me. I really hope I'm going to get through these games, because I've only got like an hour before work, man. These games are just insane. They're going a bit longer than I expected as well. So whoever wins this match will go to the $100 prize pool. They go straight to the semifinals. This is Seed 6, White Knight, versus Seed 4, Spring. So pretty close matchup. And as you can see, they're both taking a game of each other so far. Spring winning on Arabia, and White Knight winning on Land Madness, which is a map I expect Spring to go very well on. Spring is now picking his home map of Ghost Lake, for anyone just arriving, and Spring going for maybe the sneaky Turk CA. Now Turk CA, I think, is something that's not looked at enough. Turk CA is, wow, it is going to be Turk CA. Alright, great. Now the Turks get a passive CA bonus. I know they get a tech. I think they only get a tech, don't they? The Castle Age tech. I'm pretty sure the Castle Age unique tech for Turks gives their CA a really solid bonus. I think they get a passive bonus for their CA as well now. It's a new thing for the Turks though, so I'm not quite sure. Bad decision, obviously, but what can you do? Yeah, that's right. I know that was for probably the top scout fight over here. Now Spring is prowling with his light cav. Light cav is so nice for Turks. Having these light cav, they're pretty meta right now. Being able to take out the monks, being able to harass the villages, snipe siege, all kinds of nice things with this light cav. The problem is the light cav do die to the archer units, and also the strong melee units. So White Knight here going Bodkin right away. White Knight finally getting up himself. He wants to go for CA. Looks like it's going to go. This is be a CA war. Both players have decided the CA is the way. There's no other units being made right now. It's just CA. CA is all these players could ask for. Looking at the investments in hindsight is a terrible idea. Yeah. Well, I wasn't really... Oh, wait, you mean the Bitcoin. Yeah. You guys are talking about the Bitcoin still. I'm thinking about the game. That's very true. Like, it's really impossible to know, you know? It's impossible to know how things are going to pan out. Like, things could have gone badly or well for you. There's no way of knowing. We have Spring over here, still prowling. Not really getting any crazy value with these guys. Only one Eco KD. Probably an Eco KD at least, but they're still prowling, alright? And we've got... What's this? 3 range now from White Knight. 3 range. So he's really committed to the CA play. But the problem is Spring currently has way more CA. 4 CA to 14 CA, guys. 4 CA to 14 CA. And White Knight's going to hope that his crossbow here that he's invested into will be valuable enough. I don't really know if you should get crossbow if you only have 7 archers. Obviously it depends on the situation, but only having 7 crossbow here is probably not a great use of resources. Yeah, look back 100 years, then look forward one day. That's true. That is very, very true. Now, White Knight being very defensive here, just using his crossbow to defend his base. He wants to go really all in on the CA here with these ballistics as well. White Knight's going on a bit of an alpine holiday, a bit of a mountain retreat. I think he has a nice cabin here. He's gonna relax in for the summer. Spring, he is looking for blood. Spring's gonna run right in with his CA. Oh, he wants it. Oh, he wants it good. He's gonna start getting the kills now. This Eco KD is actually insane. Look at this Eco KD. It's so much higher for Spring right now. White Knight hasn't killed a single villager. I'm kind of surprised. We had a really, really awkward situation in Feudal Age. I thought White Knight was poking Spring at all angles, but right now, it's looking like Spring's super ahead of the economy situation, at least. Even though White Knight, after taking this fight, is going to have more military. And more military for White Knight means he's going to have at least some chance back into this game, despite the eco disadvantage right now. And the eco disadvantage will continue to grow. There's ballistics for both players. Both players are going to have disgustingly brutal archer units over here.
Hello there.
Yo, thank you, Tantron. You're watching the DeJake's Dark tournament, my very first tournament host ever. And this tournament is for $100 US. Whoever wins this match, or wins this this set, I should say, will be in for the $100 prize pool. You're right about the Seabow, unless they somehow get a good counter. Yeah, I don't really doubt the crossbow play. The crossbow play would have given the archery range a bunch of time too, that it would have been better off maybe just putting into the CA, since CA seems to be the plan today. Alright, bit of a cleanup for Spring in the base as well. This the Holiday Army has returned and has been appropriately wiped out by Spring's CA here. And here White Knight is just going to boom out. He's just going to boom this one out. He's now got his ballistics. He can defend off his ballistics. He's going to go for the 3rd TC. Spring's going to go for the 4th TC. Now Spring loves his Castle Age Greed. Spring loves his Castle Age Greed. These are relics in the middle. 1, 2. Wow. Very close together. You can have one light cab or one crossbow patrolling those. And now Ballistic's going to come in clutch there, taking out some CA, little snipes. Now the Skirmisher shows White Knight's really not scared of teching into different units. White Knight's teched into crossbow, elite skirm, and CA. So White Knight currently has every single archery range unit teched into. White Knight's elo is 1700. I think White Knight's max might be 1800. And he's against Spring, who's an ex-pro player, but he's currently about 1800, I'd say, in rating. Very, very equally rated players, I think. I think they're both about 1800 on the ladder right now. But both these players, I think, have been 1900. Spring has been 2K4 before, on DE as well. But he's just very rusty right now, and he's been getting back into the game. Interesting castle position. Spring's being very greedy here with this castle. Just wants to defend his base in the back, to defend his 4th TC. And White Knight right now seems to have all the map control. White Knight going forward with the Siege Workshop too. That's kind of crazy. Stop Ronald, be in a minute. Nice. Tantron, it's good to see you as well, by the way. It's been a while since I've seen you, Tantron. Now, White Knight is going to keep wrecking with these ballistics here. The amount of kicks of CA that he's gotten just from having ballistics is very, very nice. White Knight's given up on his CA dream. Looks like he's not interested in CA anymore. He's only going for skirms and siege, from what I can see. It's just the skirm siege situation. He does not have the armor. He's only getting in the armor now. He's had Bodkin since the very start of Castle Age. Now Spring's going to try look in for some counter damage just with this small raid here. Oh my gosh. Spring's just feeding. He keeps trickling CA. He's trickled about 5-6 CA into this forward army right now. And he's really got to find a better gather point for these archery ranges. All he has to do is gather point inside this base, and he might have even killed this army by now. But Spring obviously needs a siege workshop desperately as well. He can produce Jasinaries out of the castle, but I think all these units are not that good for Jasinaries. Jasinaries are going to get wrecked by skirmishers. They're not going to go very well against crossbow. I don't think Jasinaries are really the play right now. Like, yeah, they're a strong unit, but really Jasinaries are what you want right now? No. You do not want Jasinaries. Yeah, Ballistics taking out the sheep. Wow. And is there any kills for Spring? Yes, there is. CA ending up with a 22-to-1 Eco KD for Spring. Insane Eco KD. He has the score, no doubt about it. He's definitely getting the kills, but is he going to get a good economy behind it? It really looks like it. This looks like Spring's game for sure. He's going full onto the economy now. Very greedy play. And no, the Eco KD and build difference looking just insanely good for Spring. Making very, very good use of his small army numbers. White Knight now has been ahead in the military numbers for a few minutes, but still not being able to take anything out of Spring's hands. As Spring just continues to find little pickups here and there, making insanely efficient use of his army. Oh man, I really hope I get through these games by the time we get to work. These games are really panning out. We go for honor use here. You know, I think I might just go in late. I might just go in late. This set is too good not to cast all at once. There's no way I could go to work off this. Now we see a really big pressure from White Knight. He's going to lose a Mangonel, sadly. But he's still going to take out maybe a TC. A tower is gone. TC is next. Let's find out if that happens. Jasinaries now. I think the Jasinaries would go better against the Mangonels against all these other units. At least the Jasinaries have a high attack. This very, very high attack. 17 base attack will be able to take out Mangonels. And they're inaccurate, but that's okay because Mangonels have a big hit rolls. So it's going to be a lot harder for them to miss those big Mangonels. Problem is, the Jasinaries die to everything else. Look at that. These are very expensive castle units here, and they're just dying, dropping like flies to this army because White Knight has everything he needs to counter. Oh my goodness. He has everything he needs to counter these. Wow, so we're going to go 1-for-1 in the Mangonel trade. Nearly went for 2. That was going to be a really, really good shot. He almost had it. He almost had it. Another one coming in from the flank side. He's got to be really careful because either one of these siege workshops, if they happen to be producing a Mangonel, could have popped out and killed it. But will one Mangonel be enough? I feel like one Mangonel is not enough to push the TC. I think one Vil repairing will be enough to keep him alive. And White Knight here, using his military advantage to keep him in the game. We'll see if it works out for him. Spring with an insane amount of castles. 3 castles in Castle Age. That's something else now. Very, very defensive. Where are the BBC? Hussar is good. We really hope that Imperial Age is going to come in soon, and it looks like it will for Spring. In fact, White Knight is going to be up to the castles first, with less villages, less economy, but much more eco-tech and much more army. Let's see if the eco army, the army tech advantage is going to beat the eco advantage in this fight. Now, White Knight's trying to go back onto CA now. White Knight does know that Tatars get great CA, and he's going to try tech back into them probably for the heavy CA late game. He's going to be a complete power unit in the late game if you can get enough of them. All you need is that big CA mess. And these Jasinaries, man, I don't know what Spring was expecting to fight. But Jasinaries do not go well against range units. And unfortunately, White Knight has all the range units as the score is now flipping back and forth. Spring loses. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. White Knight has a lot of potential here. This is a White Knight castle. He's going to have to figure out somewhere else to put this thing. White Knight has continued to win the fights. He's won the fights for the past 5 minutes. Even though Spring has a crazy eco KDA. Even though Spring has more economy. White Knight just being up to imp first and having a crazy military could keep him in this game very easily right now. Maybe delete some of these houses to drop the safe castle. Nope, he wants it over here. Okay. And that TC went down. I'm honestly kind of shocked. I really thought that TC would have just stayed up with one bill repairing or something. Apparently it's not to be, as this castle goes down. Now White Knight has not been able to produce any trebs of this. He's getting chemistry. I'm pretty sure the TARs get BBC, right? Maybe, maybe not. We have all the attack upgrades in for the range units, so I really hope Spring stops producing Janissaries! Spring, no! Here's so many Janissaries! Why? Why? Yeah, Hussar will be very nice. It's good that he's at least going Hussar. I really, really doubt the Janissaries play from Spring right now. You literally slept in a bunk bed with JR? Nice, nice. You guys met Vorion and Ray? Nice. Classic American Age of Empires members. And the Hidden Cup beat up. Oh, baskets as well. Sick. Yeah. Alright. Now, finally, we have a different unit coming in. This Hussar will be able to deal a lot more damage than the Janissaries that he's been previously making. Janissaries are still pumping out though. I really don't know how I feel about these Janissaries. Hand cannons are also in, so we're going to see how the hand cannons go and where they go. I highly doubt they'll be forward. I really hope Spring takes care of this situation first. Now, the TARs have some of the strongest trebs in the game. The TARs have very, very good trebs. They have a unique tech, I think, that gives their trebs extra range. So their trebs probably have the most range in the game, which I think is really exciting. It could give Spring's bombard cannons a run for their money, especially if you can position your trebs behind the castle. If the trebs have long enough range, your trebs will not be able to get hit by the bombard cannons because they're going to be in range of the castle. That could be a crazy good situation for White Knight if he pulls it off. He gets a unique deck. But right now, I think he's just going to use a normal trebuchet, and he might lose that normal trebuchet because there's 2 bombard cannons shooting at him. So there goes that. And this is such a good situation for Spring. Now he knows what he's going for. He's going for the Hussar raids. He can just send right across the map. He knows that White Knight's going to have to respond to that. He's going to have to send more units as we see dead bodies and piles of dead skirmishers in this lake. It truly is now a ghost lake, as many units have died on the lake itself. What a crazy snipe from White Knight though. 3 cannons going down at once. Spring's going to miss those cannons dearly. He's got 5 cannons in the queue, but he's not going to have any siege currently to deal with that castle. This is really going to slow down Spring's push. Spring's got 5 BPC on the way, but he's going to have to wait for them while he raids White Knight's base in the back. Now this looks like a game for Spring, guys. I'm so pumped. I am so pumped. Spring's eco is nuts comparatively, yep. Hera ended up making the finals like 1 hour, absolutely destroying Leary, yeah. I did see the Hera versus Leary matchup, that was crazy. 70 farms for Spring, now that is something. That is something. Let's zoom out on this map a little bit and double click those bad boys. 81! 81 about to go up. Alright. Now, White Knight has very impressively been able to start making the CA mess. I think the CA mess is really his only chance in the game here. He's got heavy, not heavy CA yet, unlike last game where he had heavy CA in Castle Age. Spring's back on his push. Now, Spring has a lot of faith in Janissaries. Alright? Janissaries, I really thought would have been kind of weak in this matchup, but Spring's very, very confident in these Janissaries as he pushes back his castle, and it's going to look more and more dire for White Knight. But Spring's going to have to respond to this push. these raids, I think, are going to be doing just as much damage. So, what's he going to deny? Like, what? 5 farms? He's going to deny 5 villages. Spring's going to be there. Heavy Camel? Heavy Camel could do it. Heavy Camel's actually really good, I think. But we'll see how that goes, because Spring still has so much pressure on White Knight's base. Compilation of him saying Janissary, yeah. I probably say it differently every time, huh? Janissary? I think T90 says Janissaries, doesn't he? Doesn't T90 say Janissaries? Or is it Janissaries? I don't know. Jacinnaries. Jacinnaries? That's how I'm pronouncing that from Mortal Rage. Now this could be a crazy fight. Now these very expensive Janissaries here. Jacinnaries, as Ronald Rage calls them. There's Jacinnaries are going to go in and engage the fight. We've got the CA pulling back and forth, being a great meat shield, but I don't know if these Janissaries are going to take out the CA. I don't know if they're going to take out the CA. The Bombard Cannon's going to have to do most of the heavy lifting over here. Janissaries, okay, staying alive, and yeah, White Knight knows it's over. There we go. And that is game 3 going to Spring. Spring's on match point. Spring needs one more game. But the map pool is running out for Spring. We've been on Land Madness, and we've been on Ghost Lake now, which means the only open maps left in the tournament. After, what was the ban? Let's go figure out what Spring banned. Spring did a ban. Spring did a ban of Arena, and White Knight banned... What did he ban? Nomad. Nomad. We're not going to see Nomad in this game. So we're likely going to see African Clearing or Socotra next. But it's going to be White Knight's pick, though. So White Knight, you know, White Knight could be picking Black Forest. I know White Knight could be just trying to take advantage of Spring's love of the early game, love of the early micro. Spring had such a great early game, didn't he? He had like 21-1 Eco KD at one point. 22-1 Eco KD. Absolute decimation for Spring in the early game. Using less military more effectively. That was really cool to see. YouTube short of it, that's pronunciation guys, different ways to take honestly, I want to see it now. Can someone make that? I would have loved it to see that. I'd appreciate it. This is game 3. Yes, this is game 3. Let's go straight to the next games, because like I've been saying, I don't have too much time. I'm also hungry, and I want to eat, and I want to get ready for work soon. But we're going to power through this, I think. I'm going to set this up, take another very quick break, and be back with you guys. So that's the game we just saw. Next game. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Oh, man, I'm not getting to work today, am I? Why didn't I just pick Black Forest, guys? Alright, I'm going to leave you guys on whatever the screen loads as, and I'm going to be back in a minute. Well, that was fun. Yeah, it looks like a don't worry, guys. Don't worry. There's more games, luckily. There's more games. We're going to go to the next one. Maybe this was a for some reason. I know the re's are allowed. Re's are allowed, but this was very, very quick. Was there any chat? Was there any chat here? No. No chat. Not sure what happened, actually. Yeah, actually really not sure what happened. They could be... Actually, no. This is the difference. It's ponds. Okay. There's no pond difference. If there's an unequal number of ponds, it's an instant re. And this map is also played in Explored. Maybe it wasn't on Explored. Maybe it wasn't on Explored. That might have been it. Map visibility normal. That was the problem. Okay. So these guys accidentally didn't put Black Forest on Explored. Black Forest is to be explored this map. So we're just going to go next game. I also want to show you guys my handbook. I don't think I have... Oh wait, maybe I do. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Do I have a handbook command? I hope I set this up for myself. Yes! Oh, that's good. That's good. Lil Fluff, how you doing? Glad you can make it. I'm assuming that was you messaging me on Steam earlier. I'll check that later. But right now, we have an amazing tournament that I'm hosting for me to cast. Yep, same civs. We just have to do a rematch because of the explored issue. That was a perfect BF map. Both players had one pond, and it was very, very close in the middle. It would have been a very, very slow game. This game, neither player gets a pond. We're going to have a pondless desert Black Forest for game 4. Wow, what a crazy series this has been so far. White Knight taking the game on Land Madness, his home map. Now he's back. Both players have won their home map so far. Spring won his home map Ghost Lake, and White Knight won his home map of Land Madness. Now both these players are on now White Knight's home map of Black Forest. Spring, what are you doing? Guys, have you seen this strategy before, guys? The donkey invasion. I'm gonna cart you to death with my cart. And now this lion is really unfortunate for Spring. He has to peel back and actually kill this lion. He's gonna have less HP than White Knight will. And White Knight's gonna be in a great spot. That's why, because it has so much HP, isn't it? Because it has a lot of armor. Yeah, it has armor and HP. So it is able to deal. It is able to deal. And Spring will be able to continue to do this. I'm gonna go AFK for a second, guys, and get my food. But we'll continue to watch this Vil fight. Actually, no, this is too exciting, isn't it? This is too exciting. Can't make a map right when it's different, yeah. This is really weird. Okay, Spring pushes him off. Spring pushes White Knight off. Now Spring might get it, but is White Knight sending more Vils? Only 2. Only 2 more Vils, it looks like. Never mind, no, he's not. Will White Knight win this fight? Without a scout, he might. Spring going to push chickens and decides, no, we're not pushing chickens after all. I'm going to lose this. This is actually a disaster for Spring here. Now, this is fully walled. This is fully walled. White Knight will have to hit this for a couple of seconds, at least before those palisades go down. Spring is sending more Vils. Now, this will probably be a wall off. Nope, nope, never mind. We're back to the Vil fight. Alright. Another Vil fight. More Vils coming. Spring Scout's nearly dead. This is really unfortunate for Spring. And Georgians versus Portuguese Vils are going to be identical. And both of them with the loom as well. Spring really has to learn to pull back in this situation. Spring, just pull back. Spring, just pull back. Come on, man. He's probably... I don't know what he's doing, actually. I don't even know what he's doing. What's the ILTC time looking like? More for Spring. This is a really deep situation now. I don't know what White Knight's expecting to do with this. Now he's making sure he keeps vision of these villages without losing his scout. Because right now, all his scout is best for is tracking these villages, making sure there's no sneaks, keeping the head count. 1, 2, 3 women. As long as there's 3 women here, we know that we're okay. If we don't see 3 women, there's a problem. The milk cart can be a pain in the ass. Bad animal joke, yeah. Well, it seems very right. It sure was here. And now these Vils can just run back onto the gate. White Knight could potentially keep the gate open, but you probably don't want to with all these Vils around. And now, finally, we have these guys blocked off, and I can go eat my food. Spring gonna build another lumber camp here. He's gonna repair this gate. Will he open the gate? That looks like a Vil that would open the gate. It looks like an open gate. No, it's not, luckily. I wonder if it's locked. It's locked. It is locked. Can confirm. Locked gate is here. So Spring looks like he wants the wall behind us now. He wants to build this palisade too to guarantee it. Oh no, this is a White Knight palisade. This is to prevent... Oh! White Knight's doing a sneaky trick. White Knight's doing a sneaky trick. He's not letting Spring repair. He's not letting Spring repair and he's in. That was a sneaky trick. Oh, White Knight with a Black Forest, dude. Oh my gosh. Spring will be screaming right now. I want to hear Spring's voice chat so bad. This is... Okay, this could be a death trap. This could be a death trap. Spring can pull more vills, but White Knight can't. White Knight can't pull vills. White Knight... I mean, Spring has complete control of this situation now. Spring has complete control of this fight. I know, so much food. I know, so much for my food, but a lot of food for Spring. Spring's going to be eating good while I sit here hungry. As Spring's going to be hitting all of these vills down. Now that's impressive. White Knight getting in here with that denial of the wall block, that was insane. And who's the better vill fight right now? Right now it's Spring. Spring's gonna manage to pull this off, I think. It's gonna lose this one lady here. He's actually gonna block to stop him from losing the lady. The lady's gonna go down. Okay. And now that vill is dead. There's nothing that this vill can do to save herself, maybe, except for quick walling. But Spring definitely wants to make sure that that doesn't happen. Yeah, White Knight's already on the quick wall. Dude, White Knight is such a Black Forest player. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, man. What a Black Forest player. What an absolute Black Forest player. This skank, he manages to push himself in with the wall block, and he's now continuing to run, continuing to try and find some place to hide, some place to cause chaos. He wants to deal any kind of damage he can with this villager now, and maybe even survive to build buildings later. But right now, it's just run and hide. Right now, it's just run and hide. Oh no. Okay, he knows where it is. He sees it. He sees her only just. He sees her only just. This vill must be, Oh, so close. If White Knight kept walking, he would have been gotten away. If White Knight kept walking for 1 second, he would have gotten away there, I think. That was so close. After all that, Spring is still 4 villages behind. Yep. I think the idle TC time is going to hurt. Idle TC time is going to hurt bad for Spring. But both these players, neither of them have a pond though. So there's not really a super abusable economy. We're going to be on fairly even footing, but White Knight winning 4 vills ahead is going to be 3 vills ahead after this, I think. Oh, White Knight could have fully blocked that off. Come on, man. Come on, man. Why was a free one for White Knight? White Knight's actually going to find Spring cheap. I wonder if he can do anything with that. He's going to kill him. Yeah, he knows he wants to just deal as much damage as possible. He sees that Spring has these rhinos back here, although it is explored. It is explored, I'm forgetting. Both these players do have the map explored. Yes! Huge! Huge! Big lames for White Knight, dude. There's no dinner for me, but this is a big, big dinner. Or disruption of dinner for Spring. Now, looks like Spring's not going to get his dinner either, as this ball might be going down. Vills are going to hit different palisades, question mark? That does seem like a an issue. I think this elephant's stuck here. White Knight's done the job. These 2 vills hitting 2 different palisades are not really putting any pressure on White Knight here. White Knight's doing very, very well. He's alternating between repairing his palisades and shooting the ball. And he repairs his palisades and he shoots the ball. And using this method, he's able to stay alive just long enough in these walls to kill that ball, and now that vill is just going to take the food off it. All he can hope for now is for this vill to take as much idle time and food as he can. And he's going to run away. He's going to run away right now. Spring. Does Spring even see it? Spring sees it, that's for sure. Oh boy. Oh boy. Does White Knight make it out again? Does White Knight make it out again? This is insane. This is a crazy Black Forest game. White Knight's also up to feudal age, with Spring very, very, very far off. White Knight's actually got an FC. After he loses his vill, he's still got a perfect economy for an FC. Spring, on the other hand, has a complete mess of an economy. It's going to be much, much harder, and I think Spring's going to be very behind on the boom this game. Mule car to get those sheep is good then. Move to the alley and not really a lane. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay, this meal card's a bit weird because it's in the middle between
Marjorie.
these two rhinos. I guess you're right. If it was a bit closer, it would have been a lot better. Hey, that's just the way it is. Interesting. So 3 ball being taken simultaneously for Spring. We finally have our shenanigans dealt with. The villager is finally dead. Spring has got a really strange economy over here, and this elephant has got 1 food left. Wow. The laming, guys. The laming has been actually crazy. Spring has been desperate for something. He knows he's going to be behind when he sees this. His opponent is up in age and still has the equal village number. So Spring's going to be very, very behind when he gets to Castle Age, I think. This actually is a huge deal for Spring now. White Knight has a perfect FC. He can even... Oh, wait, no, he doesn't. He hasn't got it queued up, does he? No. White Knight's not doing what I thought he would. I really thought White Knight would have a better eco, but instead he's going for an archery range in the tower. White Knight wants to fight in feudal. White Knight's he's like, no, I'm not FC. I didn't even know wall, boy. I want to fight. Oh man, there's no dinner for me, is there? It's just constant Black Forest action. I can't believe this. Alright, I'm gonna go grab it now. You guys can watch this crazy push. Alright, Spring is responding with his own tower, deleting his wall, or maybe having it destroyed. White, no, I'm delirious. White Knight is making another tower and he's getting through. White Knight is going full feudal age, aggression, towers, archers. It's all coming in for White Knight, and Spring is going to have to figure out a way to deal with this with 2 less villagers. Well, chat, will this game be over before he hits back like the last one was? Maybe. This feels like more chaos than usual. This is a crazy BF game, right? I don't know if you saw the start, if you saw the sneak build, but White Knight, he had so much laming. He lamed like 2 or 3 elephants. He got through with 1 villager and caused a ton of havoc. Spring had a lot of idle TC time in the early game because of all the Vill fighting. We had a lot of Vill fighting on the front, a lot of Vills going down. And now White Knights decided to double down on the aggression with a tower rush instead. Good to see you, Ray. How you doing? Now, whoever wins this, well, you know, if Spring wins this, he goes to the semi-finals. White Knight needs to win this, and then needs to beat Spring again to get to the semi-finals. You're listening in the background, so you heard the chaos. Thanks for catching you up. Awesome, awesome. So this is really, really good for White Knight. Look at this position. We've got the tower here. He's going to keep going in. Spring's already defended it with a tower of his own arm. That's a really awkward tower, though. It only defends like 5 villages. It's not protecting your economy over there. It's like a little outpost on its own. White Knight has pretty much got free range of his base. Imagine if the tower was like here, or even here. It would have done a lot more to protect his base. This back tower is really not going to do very much, and White Knight has full control right now. Gonna have to go back and fight for the tower though. Spring pulling all his villas down to try and take out the tower. Wonder if White Knight plays the not much Rage Forest. I think he does. White Knight definitely knows how to play Black Forest, man. We saw with the Vill before. They were doing crazy quick walls. There was a little house wall here. White Knight just doing absolute shenanigans with his sneak Vill. He had a sneak Vill for a very long time. And here now we're just evolving into another fight. But there's going to be archers versus skirmishers, and White Knight's not going to win that one. Spring successfully pushing back. White Knight with the scouts as well. This is crazy feudal pressure. I think we have game 5. Ray, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think the eco difference is going to be huge. Look at Spring, man. He's putting so much effort into defending this. He's just never going to be the Castle Age. He's never going to be in Castle Age in his life. White Knight, I'm sure, has a much... Oh, wow. We'll look at the economy difference. At least Spring has his own farms. But this is going to be a big issue for Spring when half of his economy is just fighting towers. Alright, I'm going to take a mute for a second, take a bite to eat, because I've got work on in less than an hour now. So I might have to cast game 5 when I get home. I'm going to be in pins and needles at work. That really sucks, but at the same time, my work is funding the tournament, so this tournament wouldn't be here without my work. It's just going to be what it is, I guess. These assholes have to have such long games that I'm not going to be able to get through in time. And this is the second set we've casted today as well. We did get through one set. I was a bit ballsy here. I was like, let's go for 2 sets. I wanted to get all the sets done today. I actually wanted to cast 3 sets today, but we've been having so much fun and taking so much time watching these games that it turns out I don't even have time for 2 sets. But that's alright. It's been such an amazing set so far. These Black Forest games, you can really tell that White Knight is just a veteran of Black Forest. He knows exactly how to put pressure on his opponent, what ways are going to pay off for putting pressure on his opponent. And Spring has just been completely just chaos whacked out of the game. He's now coming back. He's finally able to focus on his economy again. Finally, he's able to make up for his 6 minutes. 6 minutes of idle TC time for Spring TV. 6 minutes, guys. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. 6 minutes of idle TC time for Spring TV. He's going to be behind. Okay, only 8 villages now. Only 8 villages now. That's still quite a lot of villages. As White Knight clicks up to Castle Age with more villages. Guys, this is insane. Spring's kind of close to Castle Age. It's actually not going to be as far as I thought. When I first saw these economy before the Tower Rush, I was like, White Knight's just going to go to Castle Age much faster. Because he clicked up on 24 villas in his base and 1 Sneakerville. So I was like, that's enough to FC maybe. But after the Tower Rush, he's not getting the Castle Age I expected, but still a very good Castle Age though. The less res collected is worse, yeah. Yeah, res collected, this is very brutal here. White Knights have so much more to work with. So much more juice in the tank, and Spring is going to have to really struggle with his boom. We'll see if he can boom back fast enough, but White Knight's going to have all the momentum in this game, for sure. And White Knight still controlling the middle area as well. These stone walls are only going to last so long, I bet. And Ray here, a veteran of Black Forest himself. I'm so glad we have Ray in chat for the Black Forest game of this Dark Empire tournament game. And as a response to Shepard, yes, I definitely think White Knight has had experience in Rage Forest. I'm sure he's played a bunch of Rage Forest. He's definitely the kind of guy that would be doing that. So let's see what White Knight does with his economy now. If he goes for a boom, finally, are we finally going to see some greedy play? Or is it just going to be another follow-up? Another aggressive follow-up? This is a Siege Workshop. Yep, this is a Siege Workshop, guys. Oh, what the Siege Uni, Siege Uni. This is not a boom. This is not a Black Forest boom. This is a Black Forest all-in. Tell the boss are busy spending the money you gave to entertain others. I'm sure they would be understanding. That's right. That's right. Alright, I'm going to mute for a second while I eat as we watch these glorious buildings go up. Look at these TCs. What are these TCs? I mean, it makes sense actually. This is probably the right response. This is probably the right response. But you do not know what's coming. You do not know what's coming. Spring's like, alright. I've got some military here, just in case. Let's try to get back in the game. You know, he knows he's behind. He can feel he's behind. He can feel it. Look at the score. He knows he's gonna have less bills. He said it's 6 minutes of idle CC time. What's he gonna do? But this is the calm before the storm right here. This is the calm before the storm. Look at this. An absolute mollywop coming along. It's Fast Imp! Guys, it's gonna be Bombard Cannon domination. Bombard Cannon, hand cannon. This is the chemistry university. I thought this would be a ballistics university. It's a chemistry university. Alright. This is gonna go insane very quickly. Well, you know, quickly as in once chemistry comes in, which isn't very quickly at all, but once it gets in, it'll get real quick. Spring getting his eco upgrades. White Knight now has worse eco upgrades than Spring, so we'll see how this push goes. I really think White Knight's gonna just destroy this though. Like, what are you gonna do about hand cannons? Like, what are you gonna do? Spring's gonna see that imp and he's gonna be like, oh no. Oh no, Spring will be shivering in his boots now. He's about to lose to White Knight. White Knight's home map was a great pick for White Knight apparently. I'm really loving this view. I'm really loving this view. Isn't this glorious? You get both sides of the information, alright? You get one player going full greed, and one player going the absolute opposite. One TC all in Imperial Age. And we can just feel what's coming. Chemistry is now in, and oh boy is the mollywopping about to come. Yeah, really like the walls. Spring has to go full fight slop here, because even if you have bombard cannons, they still take a little while to chip through those walls. If you manage to either get fortified wall, or just like 10 layers of wall, you can actually have a solid few minutes to prepare for this. But I would say few minutes, generously. Like, that's all he's got. You've got a few minutes at best, and probably less than a minute, if these BBC get through these first layers here. Only if the skirms, yeah. This is the big problem for Spring. I think he knows what's coming, and he knows he's in big trouble. Wow. I want to talk about this game, but there's no time. I've said, I think, what I need to say. Let's go next. What a beautiful game. Well played by White Knight. Very, very good. Alright, I see what happened. They had another where the map was explored. Game 5, guys. This all comes down to this. It all comes down to this. Alright, I'm gonna stick it out. Work doesn't matter anymore, alright? We have enough time. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna do everything. Oh yeah. African Clearing, Spring's final home map. It all comes down to this. Let's go. Are we playing the game? We're playing the game. Alright guys, we're ready. I will speed this bit up, like I said, I have very limited time. Let's look at their TC placements. Okay, very far away. Very far away. I much prefer Spring's place. He has a pond and he has the woodline. Compared to the first ball room as well, right away. Nice. Compared to oh no, never mind. I'm talking about the wrong guy. Well, I like White Knight's spot better. Sorry, chat. Spring's spot, on the other hand, is a lot more awkward. He has a nice pond, it's true. It's so much nicer as the game goes on to have a close woodline to your TC. Being so far from a reliable woodline, this becomes insanely bad in Castle Age. It becomes a very, very bad situation. I've been caught out with it as well when I versed Fish last time. I think it was Megafish. No, it was Megafish on African Clearing, and my TC was a lot like Spring's TC right now. It's a good pond, very nice pond, but very bad for woodlines. Very bad for woodlines indeed.
Monday?
Not a single tree to be found. I always like to put my TC at least on like a tree in a pond. I would put it here. And if I don't find a spot like that, I'd either go for a spot more like White Knight, or I'd just keep going until I at least find a single tree and a woodline to get some wood off it. If I talk twice as fast, you can run at 2 times speed. While we watch the recording, you have to turn on at half speed. That's Gigabrain, Shepard. Gigabrain. That's how I should have done it the whole time. I could have had this whole tournament casted by now. I should ask the players to play at 2 times speed as well, so we get the games twice as fast. I'm gonna mute myself just for another second, guys. Really excited. It all comes down to this. I'm sorry for not updating the score. It all comes down to this. It is 2-all. Alright? It is 2-all. This game decides who goes to the money. Alright? This is the minimum $15 game up to like probably $50 US that these guys could earn. In my $100 prize pool. Thanks to Jammin, sponsored by me and Jammin. Me and Jammin have now pulled our power together for this tournament. And we are now going to be just a beastly semi-finals that we're setting up for. This game is really the decider. I love how we're getting a game 5. I'm so happy we're getting a game 5. Now let's see who is Spring about to find. I think Spring's about to find out where White Knight is. Yeah, Spring just lost his yeah. That's pretty telling. We can also, I don't know if that's a glitch, if that's a capture age glitch. But I think that's pretty telling. Spring probably knows where White Knight is. And White Knight is Vietnamese. So White Knight will absolutely know where Spring is. He knows how bad Spring's TC position is, and he knows how easy it will be for White Knight to abuse. I think going Vietnamese is such a crazy civ. Crazy good civ, I should say, for African Clearing. I think Spanish is more of a crazy civ. Now the problem with Spanish on African Clearing, it's not like normal Nomad where you have water, where you have fishing ship, I should say. And the fishing ship of Nomad make it a lot more reliable to have a strong food source if you fast castle and go conks. If you fast castle and go conks on a land map, I know it's really bad on land Nomad. It's probably like a bit in between on African Clearing because it does have really good food sources compared to all the other maps. But you know, it's still not perfect for a conk, like an FC conk play, because you don't have the guaranteed fishing ships that you'd get on Nomad. So I don't think Spanish is the best civ for African Clearing, but we're gonna find out. This though is not what I expected from White Knight. We're up to feudal age, and he's already prepared. It has to be a tower rush at this point. This has to be a tower rush. On his face, the Vietnamese treatment for game number 5. Spring's gonna see it close and personal. We're gonna have a tower war to decide who wins. Now, Spring was playing tower wars 20 years ago. He was optimizing tower rushes. Spring knows tower rushes as well as any other player in this game. He's been playing them for as long as this game has been out. So now Spring will know how to deal with one, or at least have an idea of what he's up against. And Spring has not gone for a tower himself yet. I would have thought he would have pulled maybe some of these vills and built a tower, but it looks like instead of responding with the tower, we're going for the vill fight. This vill has to run back. This vill is dead. This vill is dead. This vill is now gonna fight. We're gonna have these ones hopping in. This is a really weird fight. This is not going well for White Knight. Spring's just dominating here. We have way too many villages. White Knight can't fight this. There's no way White Knight can fight this. And Spring's gonna take this down. Spring's gonna take down the tower. And White Knight suddenly went from a really great tower position. I thought this was gonna be brilliant for White Knight. And it turns out White Knight's running home with his tail between his legs. What a brilliant play by Spring. Dude, Spring is fighting for it. The Vil fight is in for game number 5. Who will make the semi-final prize pool? And Spring wants it. Spring wants it. Here we are. White Knight's going to come and give himself a fighting chance. He wants to give himself another tower rush, probably. He's just going to come in from another angle, and he sees probably this gold. He's going to know this gold is something he wants to take away from Spring. A bit of a diversion here, bit of a little diversion. Neither player, I think, has made a military unit. Spring has only just clicked up to the feudal age. That explains the lack of a tower. I actually thought Spring was up. I did completely miss that. I thought we were seeing a feudal mirror right now. This is not a feudal mirror. This is Dark Age Vils versus Feudal Age Vils. As one Vil will sacrifice herself for the house, for the home. She will live, laugh, love, no more. And these Vils are now just going to go into a crazy boxing match. And it seems like Spring's just won the boxing match. White Knight is again running away. Spring's only chasing with 5 Vils. I don't like only chasing with 5 Vils, okay guys? Spring only chasing with 5 Vils means that he's easily going to get outnumbered here. As soon as White Knight turns around with more, yeah, Spring knows he has to run away. He's going to lame and run. Just lame and run. No, Spring. Okay, he's going to get caught out here. He's probably going to run away as soon as he sees this, though. And he successfully runs away. Alright, that's good. Dude, Spring is on point, dude. Spring is on point. Spring is ready for the money. How is his FC, though? It's abysmal. It's not looking good at all. He can't fight this because he doesn't have the numbers. This is really bad numbers for Spring. He has to run. There's no way that... He probably loses his house, actually. There's no way he can keep up with this pressure. There's just too many villages. Villages, like, you can have good micro, but number 5s will always win these boxing matches. So with this many Vils forward, 10 Vils forward for White... Wait, is it? Yeah, 10 Vils forward for White Knight. Attempts to build an archer range and deletes it. He deletes it. He might have to build the archer range at home, and he does, while he uses all his 10 Vils forward to fight. What the heck is this game? And Spring, now, this is not going to work, Spring, because you still don't have the numbers. These Vils have been kind of just kiting this mass of White Knight. These 10 White Knights just showing themselves to the enemy. Spring's going to lose the fight because he didn't have the numbers. And Spring's going to run back home. This fight is continuing over here. There's another villager boxing match breaks out. It's like the 2 drunk guys fighting in an alleyway over there. They're just having their own little scuff. They found each other, and that's all that matters to them. I think Spring's not going to win that fight at this rate. Spring's not going to win that fight. And here comes a crazy tower from White Knight. He's actually going to make it up this time. Will he wall it off or make it up the tower to secure this petition here? Spring can still just Vil rush this position down. There's nothing stopping White Knight other than, I guess, the massive villages. It's going to be equal villager numbers. 10 villages is a lot. And what's the res collected? Spring's got a lot more res collected. He's halfway up to Castle Age too. That is impressive. That is very impressive. He's up to Castle, and he has enough for a Castle. He's definitely showing his skill in this game and being able to defend against this ridiculous 10 villager rush by White Knight. Oh man, 30 seconds to Castle. Spring's just hoping and waiting and hoping and waiting and waiting and hoping. Surely, having these Vils on gold is clutch. If White Knight finds this, Spring could be in big trouble. Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, so White Knight has 0 ideas. 0 ideas about the gold there. That's very, very good for Spring. If Spring can keep it that way, this plus a castle is all Spring needs to come back into this game hard and strong. And this castle's a great place to do it. It's going to give him another gold, and it's going to give him his TC control back. He's going to get this mill back. He's going to be able to just farm underneath this, take 9 shorefish, but he will have to deal with the tower pressure that's going up in other directions. He found it. He found it. He found an outpost, and the outpost found the gold. Spring's in trouble now. There's a tower going up on Spring's gold. Yeah, at least he gets this one back, and oh no. White Knight. No way, guys. No way. No way. So what was happening here? This tower was going to go up. Okay, this tower, he didn't lose it. White Knight, he's kind of stuck here. He's permanently in the feudal age, and I think he just knows he's dead. He knows he's dead from the conks. White Knight, he knows his opponent will have some kind of eco. Look, this tower's going to go down. That's fine. That's whatever. Spring has the eco for conks. Yeah, look at that. Amazing eco, actually. He can make vills and conks all day. In fact, he should be getting the conk upgrades. He should have got +1 at least. Imagine if he had he could have gotten like +2 with these resources. These resources give you +2 armor. These could have been even stronger conks that are just invincible to feudal age units. Guys, Spring is in the semifinals. Spring just beat White Knight and will advance to the semifinals in an amazing best-of-5 match. Thank you to both White Knight, who's an admin in this tournament and has done an amazing job helping me so far, and Spring, who is also the reason I'm doing this tournament in the first place. Both of these players, very near and dear to me. I would have been excited for either of these players to win this, but Spring, man, I'm so happy we see Spring in the semifinals. This is going to be crazy. Spring securing a minimum of $15 US as he progresses to the finals of this tournament. Oh, the semifinals. And White Knight, who is seed 6, gets defeated by seed 3. Spring, who defeated the Viper in 2013, has now defeated White Knight and is on his way to, the semifinals, where he will verse our 2K players, Videra and Benanji. Let's go put this into my draft right now. What an amazing set. I think this is definitely my favorite set. This is my favorite set of the entire tournament. Maybe will be for the entire tournament. It reminds me a bit of my set against Megafish. Also this is the other one that went to a game 5 so far. Nope. It was home map after home map, wasn't it? What an amazing set. What an amazing set. I am so lucky to have these players in my tournament. That is just glorious. So we see Spring here advancing to the semifinals, to face off against. Oh no, this is finalized. This is Benanji. Spring against Benanji. This is our top seed. Benanji is a 2K2 player. When is Benanji? There we go. Guys, I'm so excited for this. Thank you everyone for sticking around. It's been an amazing cast. This is absolutely my favorite set of the tournament so far. Let's go flick through some stats. I was so intense in that game, I did not really look at any of the stats, and I didn't look at the stats after the games because we haven't had much time today, unfortunately. What a crazy game, dude. What a crazy game. White Knight had 5 Vil kills on Spring. He was decimating the Vil fights. White Knight was winning the boxing matches. But Spring just pulling off the castle, guaranteeing that he'll have some kind of an economy and some kind of a conqueror production, then that's just enough. That's just enough for White Knight. That's all he needed. And just with that knowledge, he didn't even have to see a single conk. The Conquistadors didn't even get to see the light of day because White Knight knows the Conquistadors are coming. What a beautiful cast. Yo, thank you, Orbius. Thank you, Orbius, for supporting as well. Helping me get food during this insane match. What a similar APM. Look, this is the APM stat right here, guys. Look at how it follows. We have one bit here where it's split. This is probably this is feudal age, isn't it? No, feudal age is later. This would have been when he was setting up his economy and then probably sending his vills out across the map for that first vil fight. It's probably when he sent out those 10 vills. Oh, what a crazy fight by White Knight. I think White Knight played this insanely well. It's just crazy to me that Spring made it out of this. It's crazy to me that Spring made it out of this in one piece. I can't believe it. Yeah, as soon as White Knight knew the castle was up, that was just over. But look at these spikes, man. Both of these players doing their best in the Vil fights. It had to just be the Vil fights. This is before either player had military on the field. It was just the Vil fights all game. Boxing matches. Appreciate the entertainment during the quiet hours of the shifts. Thank you, Shepard. I'll now be going to the work and also be looking to Twitch streamers to provide me some quiet entertainment from time to time. What a great game, guys. I'm just speechless. Spring I was really worried for because he barely got up to Castle Age. When I realized, or Feudal Age, when I realized he was getting up to Feudal Age, I thought he was already in Feudal Age. I couldn't believe he was still in the Dark Age. Like, that was just nuts to me. That was actually nuts to me. And he was fighting these vills. He was taking terrible fights. Spring, like, he kept going in with 5 villages against 10 villages. Like, how do you think 5 villages against 10 villages is going to go? But Spring pulled it off. Spring pulled it off. Just the fact that he got to Castle Age and was able to play a Castle Age. It's really a 2-step plan. You need one castle Age up, and then one castle, the 160 food, stone, 160, 600, 650. Can I say numbers? 650 for a castle. And that's pretty much guarantees his victory here, because he's going to have some kind of economy for conks, which will just destroy any kind of chance of Dark Knight having an economy or map presence at all once a couple of these get on the map. They're such a dominant unit, the Conquistadors. So yeah, well played to everybody. I'm going to have to go off and get ready for work myself because it's pretty early. It's a real shame I had to rush this.